Thank you. Please,
I would just like to say something about the digital generation. And I think we all agree that today that our powers to do things far exceed our wisdom to know what to do with them. And this is true of the millennials as well. We sometimes refer to them as digital natives and as ourselves as digital immigrants. Many of the millennials are digital barbarians in the sense that they know how to do some things very well, but very few things very well. And in the incredible potential of the World Wide Web, there are many things that they don't know how to do, and they're very unaware. And as digital immigrants, we've not been trained in these, and we don't know how to train them. And so I think we should have fundamental courses at the beginning of all of our programs that train students, that make them digitally literate and aware of how to use the powerful tools that we now have at our disposal. And I would like to recommend a book, and I've got it here on my Kindle, it's half price at the moment, written by David Carr. It's called The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brain. And it is a scary study of how our practices in knowledge acquisition are changed by the technologies we use. And we are moving from an era of linear reading, which is when you read one book at a time, to an area of hyperlinked reading, which is going this way. And there's studies that are actually showing that the synapses in the brain are changing as we change our learning habits. And for example, the frontal cortex of our mind, when we're reading on the internet, is taken up with decision making. We're continually deciding where we're going to click, where we're going to go, what we're going to scroll, what we're going to watch. And studies have actually shown that that part of the brain is very active, but the other parts of the brain that have to do with recording, with remembering, with deep thinking, with processing, are turned off when we're navigating on the internet. Just to read one quote, he says, "When we search the web, we don't see the forest. We don't even see the trees. We see twigs and leaves." And we need to train our students to read, linear reading. We need to assign, together with all of the wonderful tools of learning how to search the web, using all of its powerful potentials, all of the apps that we have, all of the micro-learning, and I'm all for that. But if we don't also maintain the discipline of linear reading, of books, the minds of our students are actually going to change. And we're going to create a generation that is unable to think deep, is unable to think in a linear way, and will be continually like intellectual butterflies, of which Seneca wrote 2,000 years ago, warning us against the dangers for a culture when that happens. So please do download or buy this book. If you can, one book to read, it's The Shallows by David Carr.